Well, hello, everyone, and good evening on this later Monday evening. I'm glad to be back. Welcome to another Mountain Man Monday. I'm your host, Mr. Mountain Man from the mountains of Western North Carolina. Today is live stream episode number 85, and the date is August 23rd, 2021. I am happy to be here. Happy for those of you that this later evening here on the East Coast will be able to join me. And for those of you that watch later on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel. As always, this live stream and all of them are available under the live stream playlist. Once again, happy to be back on a Monday evening after a hiatus and a wonderful family vacation to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We had a fantastic time. The weather was excellent. I couldn't complain. We barely saw a drop of rain the whole time we were gone. We got to celebrate some birthdays and anniversaries and share some photos with you. And I took a lot of video and working on that video, and just a lot's been going on. I had my birthday last week, last Tuesday. What was it? Yeah, last Tuesday, and 20th wedding anniversary, and all kinds of good stuff going on. So it's great to be back here in the mountains and spending time with you all. I see a few folks have rolled in here. Hey, Hope Faith, what's up? I am doing great. How are you doing today? Glad to have you here. Living Like Larry is here. Happy Mountain Man Monday to you as well, Larry. Great to see you. Appreciate having you here. We got Foxy Wolf ringing it in with the Mr. Mountain Man is back on the mountain. Sit back, enjoy the Mr. Mountain Man Monday live stream. Triple M, you have been missed. I appreciate it. We're back in town. And it's got the hammer out. We got the classic Mr. Mountain Man hammer right here. So watch that. We'll do a little boop. So I made the comment go away. Who else we got? Hey, we got Tracy here. Hey, everyone, have a great night. Headed to bed. I don't blame you. I know it's later. Thanks for chiming in briefly to say hello. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Nice Monday, and have a wonderful week. We got Chad here. Good evening, all in the Mr. Mountain Man community. Hope you have all been good. Great to be back on here, and nice to have you here, Chad. I think I see an updated picture there by the bell. Looks great. Hope the family's doing well, and hope you're having a fantastic summer. Let's see. We've got, did I miss Mr. Carlos here somewhere? I see, hello, Mr. Carlos. Where did I don't see Mr. Carlos's comment. Maybe it came in later. I see people saying hi to him, but I don't see the actual comment. Rita's here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Welcome back from your vacation. I appreciate that. I love vacation. Myrtle Beach was amazing. And, on our anniversary, for our wedding anniversary on the fives, every 5 years, we usually do something a little extra special. So we went to Myrtle Beach for a full week and got to see my grandmother, the kid's great grandmother, on the way into the beach in South Carolina. My grandmother is an amazing person. She's just fantastic. I mean, we went to visit her and she put together this whole spread of like fun food to eat, like fruits and shrimp and a baked pizza, like one from the grocery, and little burgers and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. It was really great seeing her. Her gift is to be able to play music. She's done it her entire life. And the place she lives has a little church chapel with a full-size organ. And she still to this day, I mean, she was like, oh, come over. We went over to the little chapel and she played, and it's just spectacular. It was a real treat. And it was even better treat because I think afterwards she had mentioned that they kind of got locked back down. So it was kind of a nice window that we got to see her, and I was happy to go on vacation. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of good stuff going on. I started not to come to the live, but I decided to anyway. I'm not feeling well, but I'm here. Well, I hope you feel better, Hope Faith. And if you're not feeling well, you don't have to be here. I mean, whatever makes you happy, whatever you enjoy, whatever is good for you is good for us. And you can always watch later or anything you like to do. It's nice having you here. There's Mr. Carlos' comment. Either I can't see it or whatever, but now I see you, Mr. Carlos. I hope you're doing well in the old Tar Heel state as well. That was the bell at Clemson University. We visited on our vacation for my oldest daughter, who will be a junior. Time flies too fast. Well, a couple points there. One, awesome that the vacation. Two, you were in this neck of the woods. I hope you enjoyed it. Three, time does fly. I was just saying that the other day. I mean, the kids got out of school and it seemed, I'm not joking, it seemed like 10 minutes ago and school's starting again. And the summer went by lightning quick. You want a fun fact or whatever fact? Um, in just 4 months from now, we'll be getting close to Christmas. And, I'm still enjoying the summer and the Green Mountains and everything like that. I mean, time does fly. I think, especially having a family and kids growing up, I mean, there are always 9 million things going on. And when you maintain to be that busy, it gives this perception, obviously, of time moving faster. And it's like the weeks click by. I mean, it's like my Monday, my Monday, and it's another weekend, and it definitely, things fly by for sure. We got Big Daddy here. Hey everyone, hope you're having a great start to your week. Nice Monday. I was about to say night weekend. Jennifer Rathbone. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, and everyone. Hello to you. Thank you for joining us this evening. How was the weather in Myrtle Beach? It was A+. It had rained the week before we got there, and when we left, it started raining cats and dogs on the way back into the interior of the state. Amazingly, we didn't have a drop of rain until we were at the Gay Dolphin Gift Cove leaving out of town, and we finally saw a few drops, which, by the way, that was a really super cool story. So we're at the Gay Dolphin, and the kids start freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, there's like a YouTube celebrity and, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a really big store, the Gay Dolphin. I have a video from a few years back, and I have a couple of cut shots for this new video coming up, but it's multiple layers and it's really packed. And so, but they're like, that guy right there, and they're starting to explain to me, his name is, he's Brent TV, Brent, Brent TV. And he does a lot of stuff with like SpongeBob and opening up like little trinkets and doing funny like eating type stuff, challenges. But the girls were going crazy. They wanted a picture with him. And he's just a super, super cool dude. I think he was there with his parents or maybe family. I don't know. Or maybe they were just, I didn't actually know. But I asked him, I said, hey, do you mind if I record you to be in a little, do a little cameo for my Myrtle Beach video? It's like, no problem at all. And so, towards the end of the Myrtle Beach video, you'll get to check him out. But that guy, that is a true YouTube celebrity. He has 1.4 million subscribers. And I started watching a few of his videos and I was laughing. I mean, there's no wonder why. I mean, he's hilarious. It's great, fun content, but 1.4 million subscribers. So Brent Television, if you want to check out something a little different, something fun. There's a lot of channels like that on YouTube that do really well. And not a lot of people with 1.4 million subscribers, but a lot of the top echelon YouTube's channels like that. There are, a few like that. And he does it extremely well, obviously. And so, yeah, what a little treat, a treat I didn't even know, but the kids did, and they got their picture with him and they were super happy. That was a lot of fun. And I watched one of his videos. It was hilarious. He goes into Subway and he's like, yeah, I'll take white bread or wheat bread or whatever. And he's filming the kid behind the counter. I think it might've been a short because it was firmed vertically. And he's like, the kid behind the counter is like, what kind of meat? And he's like, cookies. He's like, cookies. He's like, yeah, just cookies. He wants like, I want a cookie sub. So the guy starts putting on a bunch of cookies and makes like a cookie sub. And then Brent goes, now put one pickle on there. So it was so random. He's like, one pickle. I thought it was hilarious. And he also did, you remember from the arcade, those coin machines that go back and forth with the quarters, and you try to get one down. And then if it pushes the quarters off, you get all the quarters. You either get tickets or the actual money or whatever. If you've ever been to Chuck E. Cheese or to the fair or something, you'll see those machines. He did one where he put $20 in. So a lot of fun content. It was really cool to run into him, but the weather was great. The weather was good. And, that was kind of like a cherry on the top on the last day that we were there. Hey, Hike with Mike. How you doing down there in Florida? Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you here on this Mountain Man Monday. I'm in no hurry for the cold. Yeah, Larry being up in Northern Ohio, It's funny because for those of you that have been with me, being regulars here for a while, probably about this time last year, I started doing a lot of talking about, and I should be. I don't have an article today, but the Apple Festival's around the corner. It's usually like Labor Day weekend. You start talking about fall and the leaves turning. I'm not ready yet. I kind of to Chad's point, the year's flown by. Um, I'm enjoying the mountains being green. It felt like winter dragged on a little bit this year. I don't think it did, but it felt like it did. Like after Christmas, those months where the trees were brown. Some of you might remember an Instagram picture I took of it was like deep in a mountain and every single branch was just like bright brown and there was no green in sight, basically. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I like the snow. I don't mind the cold. It's kind of fun to do the 1-2 punch, but I just haven't. It has been so busy. I haven't gotten to do still some of the things I want to. I haven't been on the motorcycle. I mean, forget even kind of like shooting a video, just doing a going on my motorcycle. I haven't hardly been in the mountains like to do mountain type stuff like hikes or just a fun trip to Mount Mitchell, even again, not a video, just stuff like that. So the year's been flying by, and it seems like this year I can't get my head above the water. um Being busy is an understatement, so I try to remain to have balance and use things like between work and family and the house and all the things that require attention, doing fun things like this, like YouTube and the channel, the Eclectic Candyman, Mr. Mountain Man, and the other things I enjoy, like ride the motorcycle, which I need to do, and working out, lifting weights, or whatever. So yeah. um I know that was a wonder to be able to see your grandmother. Yeah. I took a video of her playing on the organ, and I was like, I wonder. I should ask my mom, like, if I could post that to my Instagram. I don't know if grandma would matter, really care, or not, but she might be like, no, that's not my style. I don't know. I would be respectful, but it's just I'm so proud. It's so neat. I mean, how many 94-year-old people, is she so active and such a beautiful person. I checked out the Mr. Beast the other day. All he does is give away money, but wow, the subs and views he gets. So Mr. Beast, my kids love him. He is, I believe, the number. He's up there around top 3, I think, subs. I gotta hand it to the dude. He's a classy cat in the fact that what you're talking about. And those of you that are not familiar, this guy has umpteen million really subscribers, but he gives a ton away to charity. Like he'll go into a grocery store and make a video out of it and buy everything at an Aldi. Like literally, like come in with like all his, posse and with 100 shopping carts and just buy the whole store and then go to a food bank and give it all away. Or, go to, I don't know. I think he's bought like 100 Xboxes and just, hey, you want one? He'll just randomly give it away. It's pretty cool. He does a lot of crazy stuff. I haven't watched him as much, but yeah, Mr. Beast is. I like to see people doing good things with their influence, and that's a positive thing. So that's cool. Come on, Mr. Mattman, 10 or so more, and you'll be up there with them. I'm assuming that's in reference to Brent Television or Brent TV and his subs. You never know with somebody. I kind of caught him on the fly to say, hey, can I record something? Somebody else could have been rude or, no, man, I don't do that. Or, you never know. I think that people that are smiling and happy, their infectious personality and people like that, there's a reason that people in life are successful or, do well with other people. And you just get that vibe from people like that. Funny story about kids getting so excited to see one of their favorite YouTubers. Yeah, they were like, let me have your phone. Let me have your phone. I'm like, what do you need my phone for? I gotta take a picture. There's a famous YouTuber here. What are you talking about? So it was cool. Hey, story has it. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man, everyone. Can't stay. Had a transformer blowout and we're out of power. Catch y'all next time. Watch out for the Decepticons. They are trouble. So make sure, hopefully, the Autobots got your back. I don't know. That's a joke. Maybe Larry gets it and a couple other, because Larry has a yellow Camaro, right? Don't you have a Bumblebee? I think so. I love Transformers. Grew up with the Transformers. I hope your power gets back on there. I think this was in reference to me being a few minutes behind about the time flies. Let's see here. Summer is definitely my favorite fall by fall. Unfortunately, fall has seemed to be short up here in Wisconsin. Yeah, so I was talking to a buddy of mine in Minneapolis, or yeah, Minnesota, Minneapolis, that area. I don't know how far, but the states being next to each other. Mentioned how dry it's been up your way. I don't know if you've gotten rain or not, but said that that's going to make for probably an early fall for that. So hopefully you get some, some a decent fall this year. Did you go to Bolinas IGA when you were there? That store was amazing. I did not. So, um, you know, with the crew and the family, it's I can't even paint you a picture of how crazy it is, with our, the kids and our young kids. And it's just it's more than my wife and I can handle at times. So sometimes even a fun vacation like that at moments can turn into just a little bit of survival mode. There were a lot of nights we were getting out too late, the baby was crying and we needed to eat and we were trying to do fun things, but it was like, just out of necessity. Well, where can we go? Places were closed because we were too late. We were going out to eat some nights at like 9:30 because we were hanging out at the beach later because we were waking up late. So we try we try to get out to neat places and do stuff, but some we tried to get out and do as much we had. I think we had a pretty good vacation. Who got hit by the storm this week? So I'm not sure if this is in reference to the to the terrible storms that have been happening in Western North Carolina and Tennessee and some of those areas. Horrible flooding from that tropical storm that came through. And some people have lost their lives because of flash flooding. And it's been really sad. And a lot of places ruined because the flooding was powerful and fierce, tearing places apart and all muddied and destroyed. My prayers and thoughts and heart go out to all those folks in the region that have been impacted by this all. And it's just been rain. When I lived in Florida, when a hurricane comes, of course, near the eye, that little perimeter around the eye is like a huge tornado that's just horrible. But and that's what the news shows most of the time. The destroyed buildings that look like tornadoes went through. It's not necessarily a tornado, it's just high impact winds. But really what the stinker of hurricanes is the onslaught of moisture and rain. But that's not as sexy to talk about on the news at the time. They just want to talk about the 130 or 140 mile an hour winds. I learned a lot about living through hurricanes in Florida. And but so that little part around the inside, right on the outside, is where all those powerful winds. But the big, huge moving system, that's not so bad. I've had those sitting right over us and barely trees moving, but the rain is what really can be a stinker. And that's what happened in this case. Get to the mountains, it's not so much about the wind, but the rain is just, the rivers can't handle it. And when they overflow, like the French Broad or the Pigeon River in this case, it's just a mess. Seems like the past year and a half has been a blur, sure enough, and stressful at times, because of current events and but I think people, are stronger for it. And it's still a struggle at times. There's still a lot of infighting and controversy, and a lot of people, not happy with each other, and topics that are very stressful about the current events. But you hope people can come together and be better for it. Where I live, it is hot and hotter, no true winter or even fall. Pine trees do not change vibrant colors. Yeah. So I remember, Foxy, living in the depths of Florida, and it was like there was, it was hot and then a little bit of a break from hot in like January, February. And then by March, it was getting hot again. It was crazy, though. There were some years in Central Florida where we would get into the upper 20s at night. That's a mess because you usually have invested in landscaping at your house of queen palms or king sagos or all these different, varieties of palms, and they triple rubellinis. They'll die or get burnt out. And so I can't count how many times I had to go out with sheets and tarps and all kinds of stuff and cover plants when we would have some kind of rough years. But yeah, it wasn't the norm. It wasn't the norm. Yes, Mr. Beast gives away home to the poor in cars. I mean, I think that I tip of the cap from Mr. Mountman to or a hammer, to Mr. Beast doing cool stuff like that. Yeah, Transformer. I have actually the Transformer edition Camaro from the factory. So yes, you have a Bumblebee. Bumblebee. You need to protect our fellow man here on Earth. Let's see. I feel like I have on a wet swimsuit all day long. These days with being outside testing, I wish for rain and cool breezes. Yeah. It sounds like you're in a hot pocket down there in Florida. Yeah, about the storm again. That was bad. Did the French Broad River overflow? It flows through Brevard. Yeah, the French Broad River, blah, blah, blah. The French Broad River was a problematic in places, as well as the Pigeon River, which was really bad over in Haywood County. Haywood got the worst of it. And, I'll mention that in a little bit. I did a YouTube short right before, making a donation over there. I'll go more into detail that in the housekeeping section, but yeah, they got the worst of it. They got the worst of it. Flooding in Tennessee. Yes, it is awful. Is that close to Gatlinburg area or further west? I thought it was further west. I had seen a video from another channel in the community. Not one that I follow super closely, but it came up on my home screen. Is Smoky Mountain Visitors, or I can't remember what the name. It's a husband, wife, and kids, I think. They caught some action, at one of those rivers a week and a half or two ago. If it wasn't for prayers, I would have lost my house because it was so bad. I'm glad to hear, Hope, that if you were spared any issues, that is very fortunate you did not have any problems. It's hard to schedule around kids. Everyone's on a different schedule and they're away from home, and a baby usually always had a hard time. And he did. It was way out of routine. And it did. It got stressful on vacation at times. I don't want to sound anything bad. I mean, we were very fortunate and pleased and happy, thankful that we were able to go on vacation and spend time together as a family. But just truth be told, yeah, there were times where it was stressful because, my wife was at her wit's ends a few times, and, the kids, and, it's hot and you got to put on sunblock and Sandy and all that stuff. I mean, this is great stuff. I do not want to sound like complaining, but there were some times it was a little, it was a little trying. Some people have a grandparent at the hip that'll be helping out in those situations, or a family member, but my wife and I have always been going it alone. And so, that's just the scenario it is. Welcome back, Mr. Mountman, and going over and smash the thumbs up. Thanks. It really helps the algorithms. I appreciate it. True statement. It does. I don't help myself by coming on here later in the evening, but it doesn't matter. As long as the regulars show up and that's you guys, then we got a crowd. So that's all that matters. And I know some people catch up later and they'll leave a little comment to say they appreciate it and they watch it later. I did get on here late. A lot of people wake up at like 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and this is just too late to be hanging out on the internet chatting. But because of the family and getting back into routine, this was one of those days I had to pop on the outside of the window to get the family settled before I could go live. And so it varies week to week, but I'm very thankful for all you showing up here. And the falling iguanas. And I do not remember what that was connected to, but iguanas are cool. I went one time, it was on our honeymoon cruise. We were in Roatan, Honduras, and did this excursion with the iguanas. And there were like 200 of them, and you could touch them and pet them, and they crawl all around. It was kind of crazy. My wife's cousin in Nashville had to evacuate for a day. Yeah, I mean, the French Broad River, where I'm at is a little higher elevation, but with those folks that live near the rivers within proximity, I've seen some crazy stuff around town when that French Broad will, get too high and start spilling over into the lower areas. Random comment about that. If anybody ever moves to the mountains, that would be one thing to be aware about. I'm talking like when you're within a half mile of a major river. Those can look really pretty on a hot summer day or even in winter or whatever, but they act up with ferocity when we get heavy rains. And we're not that far from the Gulf, relatively speaking. So yes, we do deal with tropical depressions coming up through Louisiana and up that way and then into the mountains. And that's where they kind of slow down, but they also slow down and dump a bunch of rain. So in the years I've lived here, I've seen a few of these now. And again, it's not like what we dealt with in Florida with the wind and some of that, but you still get the rain. Really bad in Waverly, Tennessee. Houses were floated away. Yeah. Just again, for all those people, prayers for them. Broke down and got my Cedar Fair Platinum passes. Woohoo! Next season, and they're good for the rest of the season. So now I can get all the theme parks. Got to come down to Carowinds sometimes. I wish I could make better commitments to people, but you guys have heard enough about me to know that what it is. But at some point, Larry, if you're down this way, maybe we could figure something out. But I just don't want to commit to anything because with the family, it's crazy. But like maybe like a Cedar Point or not Cedar Point, a Carowinds, or something like that might be kind of cool. Because I think about the Cedar Fair Platinum Pass. I talk about it a lot in the channel. It's probably going to be an either or. We're not going to do Dollywood and Cedar Fair Platinum. But I think one year it would be fun to do, kind of travel to some places in the summer while the passes are good, that's pretty cool. The iguanas are in reference to your cold Florida nights. Ah, okay. Yes. Now I get what you're saying. We didn't actually in the part we were in have any iguana. We had the little lizards, but that was it. Hey, Larry, that's why I said what I said to you earlier in the week about the videos. By the way, Larry's always putting out great videos. And so make sure to check them out. And I know yesterday was messaging about a Put in Vey video, so I got to keep an eye out for that in the next week or two. Somebody else kind, I didn't have a chance to respond, had reached out to me on Instagram and said if I ever want to go on a motorcycle ride. I haven't even been on the motorcycle myself. I have to respond to that comment, but there are some kind folks. It's just every weekend comes up. And it's like Saturday comes about. It's like, all right, what do I got to do today? All right, I got to go work out. Oh, we forgot a couple things. I got to stop at the grocery. I got to go to Lowe's. I got to pick up, this random thing to do this little thing at the house to fix this little thing that happened this week. And then all of a sudden, it's like 4 p.m. And then, maybe I got to mow the grass or clean the car. And then it's like getting into the evening and you're like, well, the day's done. It's a lot of that kind of stuff. Wake up Sunday. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, we run over to church. Then we go out to eat. We get home. It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. And then I'm going to grill at 6 p.m. That is a very, very typical setup for a weekend. It's just a lot of, what do you call that? A whole lot of nothing or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, that's what happens. Birthday donut cake was really cool. I bet it was yummy. So that cake, I've always talked about that on my birthday. I love donuts. And I said, I want a birthday donut cake. And it was delicious. My favorite donuts are the ones that have the white icing in the middle or vanilla and the chocolate icing in the middle or chocolate. Not super huge on the custard. I'll eat them. I don't like that yellow cream as much as the white and the chocolate. All right. So I had the family. Normally we get grocery store donuts, which in hindsight, I realized I was being a little spoiled. The grocery store donuts, the no names that are baked in the bakery were actually really, really good because they went to Dunkin' Donuts. All right. The donut that I wanted with the chocolate in the middle with the powder. Okay. So it's powder and chocolate icing or vanilla icing. It's like that big, right? Okay. That cream in the inside, I would love it to be about 4/5 of that. It's like a little pocket, like right here. So all that is like dry donut, and then you get a little bit of filling like over here. Dunkin' Donuts, I'm telling you, I was really disappointed, and they're expensive. They are more than the grocery store donuts. And when I say grocery store donuts, I don't mean some prepackaged thing that was made in a factory and shipped to the grocery. I'm talking about the bakery makes them, like Ingles or something like that. So it was cool, and it came out like I thought, but I was just disappointed because I would figure that, 2 dozen donuts from Dunkin' Donuts was $25. I don't know. To me, that seems like a lot of money for a couple dozen donuts, but, and they didn't knock my socks off. Would I go to Dunkin' Donuts first to have donuts? No. I think donuts are like one of those things, kind of like pizza, where people have like those local bakers, like, that the people love. They're like, oh, you got to go to, Joey's Bakery. They fill the donuts up so much they're oozing out, that kind of thing. Somebody left. Oh, hey, I'm heading out. I hope you and everyone else has a great week. with the yes, absolutely. Hope you have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a wonderful and safe week. And thanks for joining us tonight. I made a special trip to Put in Bay just for you. I'm flattered. It was crazy busy over there during the daytime. Couldn't even get a golf cart for about 3 hours. Well, thank you. Put in Bay is just a joy. I mean, I have so many great memories going there with my dad once a year. We would always go the day before the Michigan NASCAR race, which is interesting because the Michigan NASCAR race was yesterday. So had it been 10 years ago, I would have been in Put in Bay this past Saturday. It was always around my birthday, and the Michigan International Speedway the next day. Or there were some years we would go to Put in Bay on Friday and do the race on Saturday and Sunday at Michigan. We did that for 23 years. We didn't do Put in Bay the first few years because I was too young. It's kind of an island with like a lot of nightlife and, bars and stuff like that. So it's a little better for, adults, but not fully. A lot of people could argue there's a carousel there and there's go-karts and there's like a batting cages and there's some swimming and boating and, fun stuff like that. So it's not really that kids can't go there because during the day and there's like a candy store and a great ice cream place. And there's even the old Dairy Queen, I think, still there. But come nighttime, it's a lot of live bands and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, I hope you had a great time. It's a whole lot of life and family to be so lucky. Yeah, I'm definitely very, very thankful. Very, very thankful. All those little things are what makes the time fly by. That's right, Mr. Carlos. Oh, you are so right, because I was looking at this summer. I'm like, what happened to this summer? And it was July. And I was looking at July, like, what do we do in July? And every July weekend was like exactly what I said, except for July 4th weekend. It was like, go to the gym, go to the grocery, go to Lowe's, go to, mow the grass, clean the car, go to sleep, do this, do that, whatever. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the corner of my eye and like everybody has left. I don't know what it is. I hope a few people are still here. I see 4 people here right now. So anyway, hopefully I'm not boring you all tonight. I do know it's later. Did you get a banana split? I was thinking you said you always want to have one on your birthday. I wanted one. I wanted to get one in Myrtle Beach. And what happened is we went to a place called Broadway at the beach. If any of you are familiar, it's a big shopping, like mecca entertainment place outdoors. Really, really cool. They have some excellent ice cream places there, like Killian's and a bunch of other places. The lines were so long. It wasn't my birthday that day we were there, but I would have really liked to have them. But as you can figure, in Myrtle Beach, ice cream places were super popular. And so with all the kids, especially the baby, like just having to wait in line for the ice cream, like 30 minutes or something, wasn't going to fly. So I still want to get my banana split, and I'll have to get one soon. Maybe I'll do like a short for that. Who likes the espresso filled donuts? I would. That sounds pretty good. Some other fillings. You know who has better donuts are Krispy Kreme. And it's been a while since I've ordered inside a Krispy Kreme. But speaking of Florida, we had one when I lived down there, and I think they have them here. But they had stuff like cinnamon filled and apple filled and like, stuff like that. So I think Krispy Kremes are better. Let's see. Gonna be real crazy over there in a couple days. Have Blake Shelton on Wednesday night and Keith Urban there Thursday night at the airport for Bash on the Bay. Ooh, yeah. They're getting into, they're putting Bay's big time Memorial Day to Labor Day. And then it's kind of like falls off cliff. But what's always fun up there is, the school that always has like 12 people in it or something like that and graduate from it. We used to know one of the bartenders at one of the old bars there that's defunct. And it was years ago. It was called Tony's Place. It was like an old school and it hung on as long as it could. And we would see the same lady every year. This lady that owned it or was one of the co-owners. And she would remember us. And I'm telling you, that's like a really cool thing to do something like you wait a year, you don't know what's happened in life. Somebody could move on or whatever and see her every year until she sold the place. And there's some new high-tech place now, or not high-tech, newer, newfangled place, but it still has over the bar. They took the sign that says Tony's Place is still there. Ingles, I remember going there when I visit North Carolina. It's a great grocery store. It really is. I like Ingles a lot. There's a lot of them here. I believe it's headquartered out of Black Mountain, North Carolina, not far from here. So it was good. Your live stream from the beach was great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed that. That was the first M4 or Mountain Man or mobile Mr. Mountain Man live stream, 4Ms. And I thought it was cool. It was cool to kind of show you guys the sand and the area. Um, it was cool. We stayed at a resort there in Myrtle Beach, the north side of Myrtle proper, not North Myrtle Beach, but north side of Myrtle proper. And I have some shots of it in the video that I'm working on still. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts at all. Yeah, it Krispy Kreme or the grocery. Please go film Blake and Keith. That would be great video, Larry. Yeah, get some tickets to go back there. I'm not a fan of Dunkin' Donuts either, Rita. Like Krispy Kreme much better, but do not have either anywhere around here. Oh, sometimes grocery stores will have Krispy Kreme prepackaged. I don't know how far they have to come, but oh, never bored, just making me hungry. I know, talking about donuts and stuff, right? I don't know what happened. I looked out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, everybody's trailing. I'm like, did I accidentally say goodnight? Yes, a banana split. Me hungry. That's right. Hey, David Cantrell. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Nice Monday. Thank you for joining us tonight. We talk tragedy, then food, family, then food, weather, then food. I gain weight just coming to this live stream. I know. We keep it fresh. By the way, the audio and video are both great tonight, even with the waving your hands around. Yes, staying back a little bit in a little bubble over here. That works. Yeah. I like mom and pop places the most. Yes, whether it's a bakery, and that could even apply to food. We went to this when we were heading out of Myrtle Beach, this little Pittsburgh Steelers themed diner that was an ex-Denny's diner. And it looked to be family owned, and the waitress was like super cool and very clean place and great food. I hope it makes it. Obviously me as a Steelers fan, I love it, but I can imagine like if it was like a Browns pizza place or like a Baltimore Ravens, I wouldn't go there. I'm serious. Like I wouldn't go there because I would have no interest. Even if I want a pizza, I'd be like, well, let's go to Pizza Hut or something. Like I wouldn't go. So I wonder if, being honest, like being niche like that, you get a lot of the fans. My hope was that people won't care and they'd be like, oh, I want pizza and it's close to our hotel, so we're going to go check it out. Walmart has good donuts. Is it oh yeah, I have. I don't even know why I'm acting surprised. I've had a lot of Walmart donuts. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? Good. I got caught up. Let's go into housekeeping for the week of August the 23rd, 2021. Housekeeping item 1, Mr. Mountain Man needs a little bit of water. Housekeeping item 2, I'm happy to be back on a Monday joining you all. Again, kind of setting it up, getting back into the routine, school year going and stuff like that. I should hopefully never be on later than 9:30 Eastern. That should be the latest. But I know there have been some wild times in the past where I think I fired it up at like 10:15 at night or something crazy like that. But I'll try to structure it and see if there's some times I might be able to get on a little earlier. I know we get some more folks when that happens. Let's see. Housekeeping item 3. So yeah, I did a quick YouTube short earlier. So when I hit 1,000 people on the channel and enough hours watched, as some of you know that are YouTube creators and whatnot, you can become you can sign up for an AdSense account with Google, and essentially people watch your videos, they watch some ads, and you get money for them. You get a few pennies here and there, and it adds up over time because you get enough views. And they hold it together until you get like $100 chunk. I'm sure the bigger channels get larger payouts than that. But a channel my size, that takes a little while. It took a few months or something like that. So I got a notice. I got an email that well, let me backtrack for a second. I had mentioned before on this channel that there was a time period where I didn't think I was going to monetize it, believe it or not, because Mr. Mountain Man channel wasn't here. Everybody's got a different reason, and I can't begrudge anybody on YouTube. I can't begrudge anybody who wants to make money, make a big old channel, extra cash in the pocket, not have to have that retirement job or that other job or whatever the motive might be, just fun money, whatever. But I was like, well, I'm not doing it for that, so I'm not going to turn on monetization. But some of you might remember all of a sudden I started seeing commercials or ads on my video. I'm like, I've never even turned it on. Well, I read the fine print of the updated YouTube terms, and it was like, well, we can put on ads on your videos if we so decide to. Google basically said, the heck with it. We're going to make money. And I don't blame them. They're a company. They need to. They're a public company. They've got stock. They have to look good. If there's popular video, they got to put ads on it. So after I had seen that, I said, well, no, if they're going to get the money, no, I'm going to get the money, and then I'll decide what to do with it. So I got like $100 payout, and I put away, money for, I'm going to get a bill. I'm going to get a 1099 miscellaneous or something, probably for YouTube earnings or something similar to that I'll have to pay taxes to Uncle Sam at some point, and they don't take it out. So I put some aside for taxes. And then I always said my one treat might be to get YouTube Premium, so I don't have to watch the ads. Because sometimes when I'm in the gym, I like to listen to a video and turn off my phone, but you can't do that with regular YouTube. It'll stop the video. So now that's like a little bit of luxury. So I took those away. Anyway, whatever was left, I was going to donate to charity, and that's exactly what I did. And with the timely events of the flooding in Western North Carolina, I poked around, found a notable one, which is the United Way of Haywood County. Haywood County is to the west of us here in the Asheville area. They were hit very hard. There were some deaths and some other tragedies and lost houses and stuff. So I donated that $50 to that. Anytime I get a payout, I'm kind of anticipating for the same kind of formula. So thank you for the support of the channel when you watch the videos. And even if you only wait 5 seconds and hit skip, that probably still adds up. And so yeah, that was fun. That was good. It was good too to do something like that. And we'll see when the next few months I get another payment, and then I can pick another charity, do something like that. So fun stuff here on the Mr. Mapman channel. So thank you for watching the videos on the channel, and I hope you enjoy it. I went back and watched one, and I watched that one I talk about from time to time. I hadn't actually watched it, which was from about a year ago. Cold morning in the summer. It was the last day of summer. It was kind of a cool vlog because, I had changed it up a little bit of what I did. And then I went up to Mount Mitchell, and we stopped at Bojangles in the morning. And that was kind of a fun video. And I watched that, and I was like, that's kind of a fun video. It doesn't even have 500 views on it. But that was some of the stuff I rewatch on the channel, and some of it I don't. There was something else cool. I had noticed friends over at Yank in the South had gone to the Pancake Pantry. Is it? No, Little House of Pancakes. Pardon me. Little House of Pancakes, 321 in Gatlinburg. I love that place. We went there. We've gone there for years, because when you come from Asheville, we go right by that place. That's a typical from somebody coming from the east. We'll go right back to buy that joint. So we've gone there for years. Even before I had the channel, it's like the only pancake place I've made a video of in Gatlinburg was Little House of Pancakes. But I have a fun story from that place. The first time we went several years ago, I went to pay. You go to the counter to pay. And I gave the guy an American Express, and he was the owner. And I didn't do anything. I just gave it to him. Now, if a merchant doesn't take it, American Express has gotten better over the years with small merchants. And so it's less often that it's less happening nowadays that they're not accepted. But he looks at it, he goes, "We don't take American Express." No problem. I reached for something else. But he went on and on about why he doesn't like him. He's like, "Oh, I know that's probably going to get you airline miles, but I'm not going to pay that merchant fee. And, I don't like those cars." He just went on and on about it. I was like, "No problem. I got a Visa," or just I don't know what I had. So I had loved the restaurant so much, and I forget where, but left a review or something, and it mentioned like how great the food was and how much we loved the place, and the waitress was great. But that, the manager didn't need to really go on and on about the American Express. You don't take it, fine, just say it, and you don't move along. The next year I came in, I noticed there was an American Express sticker. And speaking of regular waitresses, we got the same waitress we had a year before. And Ditta was with us, my sister. Said, "You guys take American Express now? Wow, crazy." Just made a passing comment. She goes, "Yeah, we got this review online that said we were rough to a customer that wanted to give an American Express. And so we decided to start taking it." I said, "That was me." I said, "I was the one." She's like, "Yep, because of that, we now take it." So I always joke that if you ever use American Express, the Little House of Pancakes, you can thank Mr. Mountain Man for that. So anyway, that was a fun little thing. Great place to check out when you're over there. Another little tangent. Yeah. So what else do we have here? Let me catch up on the. Well, let me go ahead and share this other screen. Let's look at some pictures here. While I do that, we can check the comments and see what everybody's saying here. Sorry, I'm finding where it is. That is the Instagram account at Mr. Mountain underscore man. Feel free to check it out. Does that mean we're all on mountain time now? I love it. Yes. Too bad you couldn't italicize that. Yes. Mondays are not as fun without Mr. Mountain Man. I do appreciate it, and it's great to have you guys here. Congratulations on getting your first check. I think it's great. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't pay that much attention to it. I wasn't salivating for it. Again, I had different motive for doing this channel. It's really just a hobby. But really what I wanted, the funny thing is what I really wanted was those mobile live streams. And then I finally got it and I didn't use it for like, 5 months or something. So that's kind of funny. For tips and tricks, check out my other YouTube channel, The Eclectic Candyman. I do have a video on deck and ready with a craftsman tool. For those of you that watch that channel, there's probably the 5 of you that are here are the same people that watch that channel. I have like about 4 videos I haven't put out yet, and probably 20 more that would be ready to do of things I've bought and are sitting there waiting to be made a video before I put it into the toolbox. I wouldn't think any less of you if you pocketed it for the family. It was super great what you did for charity, though. Great character. Yeah, and I certainly wasn't looking for any kind of pat on the back or anything. No. That just that that I just think it's great. It was just fun to do that with Mr. Mountain Man. Yes, always looking forward to Mr. Mountain Man Monday. I'm going to have to go now. My dog is begging me to go to bed. See you next week. Hopefully, good night, guys. Thank you, Hope. Hope you have a wonderful week and you're feeling better. I know you mentioned you weren't feeling good. Sounds like you made enough that you're monetized for a couple of trips to Krispy Kreme. Yeah. No, I like I said, the taxes, YouTube Premium, and whatever's left was going to charity. So we'll stick with that one for now. Steelers are looking good so far. Big Ben pretty good. Take time to watch the games. Yes, I did. What day was it? Over the weekend, the preseason game. I got home from the gym and they were playing the Lions. And while we were making dinner, I did have it on in the background and they look good. So I'm excited about this season. It should be pretty fun. I think it should count when they are watched more than once because I watch a lot of the same videos more than once. I think it does. I don't think it matters if somebody watches the same video over and over, but they are watching if the ads happen to pop up or whatever. I don't think it's a unique visit. It might be for the algorithm and like promoting a video, but when it comes strictly to monetization, I believe it's purely watch time and ad time. I headed up to Mount Mitchell. Section of Blue Ridge Parkway from Asheville is closed until September. Did something happen? I should know. I mean, I should have that on the news notes. Are they? No, that was a nice paved section. Was there water damage or was there something else? I'm glad you told me that, Mr. Carlos. That's interesting. I could always go through Burnsville and come in the back way, but thanks for letting me know that. Come out to Town Pizza Shop and give them a hard time about only taking cash. Oh, who is that? Oh, I froze. Did I freeze? Am I okay now? Hopefully I'm here. Almost 600 subs on Eclectic Candyman. Eclectic Candyman's an interesting animal because it might surpass Mr. Mountain Man based on the type of video that I do over there. But who knows? But that's exciting too. And I enjoy the people that like some of that stuff. Some of those videos you get a lot of satisfaction because not the tool review ones, but like the things I do, like the simple one I made of grout tile, ceiling grout tile. I did that off the cuff because it was the first time I ever did it. And it's like a super popular video. People love it. And they're always like, thank you. Buckeyes play their first game a week from Thursday night against Minnesota. And thank you for that, too. I was going to check it to see when they started as well. I think a storm closed a section of that road up to Mount Mitchell. Thank you for the report, Mr. Carlos. Hey, let's take a look at a couple of these pictures here because I have a few. Yep. So we went to Piggly Wiggly. That was in, I think, Florence, South Carolina. And that's how can you not like a grocery store called the Piggly Wiggly? It's just a fun name. And they know it's a fun name because how many grocery stores do you go to and they have a huge rack up front of T-shirts with the name of their grocery store? I mean, they had like tie-dye shirts and regular shirts. You don't go to Kroger and there's a bunch of Kroger shirts. So yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, that was on into Myrtle Beach. Nothing spectacular. I was at Taco Bell and I'm like, I was hungry. I was like, I'm eating 2 of these protein bowls. And so I put away 2 of them. I think I took that glop of sour cream off, but the chicken, there's some rice in there. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That was the view from our room. It was on the 10th or 11th floor and just beautiful oceanfront view into Myrtle. It was fantastic. Just gorgeous area there. We could walk over that kind of boardwalk or decking there, going out to the beach past the dunes. And we brought all of our own umbrellas and chairs. So I would actually go into the parking garage, get it all out of the car, wheel it in this thing called the big wheel that we got years ago at Bed Bath & Beyond that's made for the beach. It's got these big fat wheels. And then I would walk it through and go out to the beach and then set it up. You might ask about what those umbrellas that are all color and in a line there. Those are rentals and they're like $45 a day. It just was easier to do. I mean, it's not easier. It's a whole lot more reasonable. Like I can justify costs for certain things, but that one, it was just, you needed to put a little bit of elbow grease. It was really, this guy right here was the only one that really needed to do that. And there's so many places in town that have great deals on really nice beach umbrellas. I had to buy another one and I got a really nice big one for about $26. So we had all the chairs. So it was pretty cool. I kept working out. That place to work out was not that good. It had a few machines, but I had to be really creative. I would be what you would say in maintenance mode. Maintenance mode to me is like you're just getting the blood moving and you're not gaining anything. You're not making any improvements. But I was happy. I was happy and I was smiling. I was like, hey, I want to say hello to you guys. Yeah, there's old Mr. Mountain Man and 20 years ago. And then today my hair was flying all over the place. It was windy and crazy out there on the left. But I just thought that was a fun picture to kind of, take a look because we were on that picture on the right was on the beach. And then this one on the left was at the beach. We didn't get married at Myrtle. We got married in Puerto Rico. But that was a fun picture of Mrs. Mountain Woman and Mr. Mountain Man. And so, man, I look different. I remember when my hair was like that, a little bit shorter. But I don't think I had the beard there either, but looking younger, I guess. Just a picture out on the balcony saying hello to you guys. Just want to say, keep in touch at night. That was right before we went out to dinner one night. It might've been that night. We went out to Wahlburgers for a birthday and I was hungry. That was at Broadway at the beach. And I had built up quite an appetite that day. And so did I go a little overboard? Maybe, but I ate the whole thing. That's a 4-patty burger right there. And that you can see me biting into it. And then that's not like me transferring it to somebody else's plate. Is it healthy? No. Was it good? Yes. Do I do it often? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. So, that was just a pretty picture, right? That I took that picture. It just looks like, oh, that's like the beach, Yeah, those are both cool. I forgot about taking those. Those are kind of like artistic-y type artistic-y. I made up a word there. We made it to Captain Benjamin's. I even wore the shirt today for everybody. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Got my Captain Benjamin shirt on. Had some crab legs. I got some cut shots for it for the video and that I'm putting together. And the crab was good. I took that when they were closing. Ordinarily, there's just a whole heap load of people in that section right there. But we were there later. Um, my family and I, we are not good at waking up like super early in the morning. So even on vacation, we were like slow getting out. Like in the first few days, we would have breakfast, go out to the beach, come back up to the room, have lunch, go back out to the beach. By the last several days of vacation, we were eating brunch after we'd wake up and then just going to the beach at like 1. That's how bad we were. So anyway, when you're not getting out to the beach till 12:30 or 1, you don't want to go out to eat at 5 o'clock because you haven't done anything yet that day or taken advantage. So we were staying at the beach till 6 or 6:30. Then you have to take showers and and then get in the car, and we wouldn't be going out till like 8. And some of these places close at 9. So we were there on the tail end, but the food was really good. So old Captain Benjamin's, we were so kindly able to eat on their dime because of that video I had made. They had sent us some certificates 2 years ago we had not used because of the pandemic. We all had on shirts because they had also sent me a bunch of shirts. But believe it or not, you might have a question, or if you don't have a question, I'm going to ask it for you anyway. Did they notice? Did they say anything? Did they? That's a big fat no. They are extremely busy. The lady from marketing who sent it, I don't think works at night. It's probably like a back office type thing. And quite frankly, I probably didn't give her a fair shake at it because I didn't let her know I was in town. I had debated, was I going to make another video or not? And I decided not to. I took several clips of video, and it will be in the Myrtle Beach video, but I decided not to do a separate one because of the YouTube algorithms. I know people do refresher videos a lot at the same place, but that original Benjamin's video just works right. There were some cool elements too, like the lightning striking behind me. Lightning doesn't strike twice, whatever. So it was kind of fun. That was a good video. Could I do it a little bit better? Probably, but I probably have 5-6 minutes, maybe give or take of video from there. That'll be within, I think, the Myrtle Beach video. I haven't figured it out yet, but it might be 30 minutes long because I took a lot. But yeah, the only one person made a comment was somebody in line. We were waiting in line to get in the restaurant. They were super busy. And he's like, I know there's a story behind all of you wearing the same shirts. Tell me. And I said, oh, I made a video here a couple years ago. It never even made the person inquire what kind of video, what's your channel. They're just like, huh. So, and I'm not that great at self-promoting. So I didn't be like, oh yeah, you should check me out. My name's Mr. Mountain. No, I didn't do that. I was with the family and I get a little shy sometimes. And I was like, so when somebody asks and I just tell them I made a video and I assumed somebody might say something, but other than that, we actually had to tell the waitress. I was like, oh, we all got shirts on from the place. And I had to kind of, say something that I wasn't expecting any pomp or circumstance, but it was so busy that night. And I was just happy to be back there. I definitely recommend the place if you're ever in Myrtle Beach. And there was the Pittsburgh place, which that day I did the short video. I lost my train of thinking, probably because of the family and I was hungry and everything else. So I knew I was starting it short, but then I forgot myself because all trip I was filming horizontally, started doing horizontally, then went back to vertically. By the time I was done, the food was there. The kids were, whatever. And so I didn't want to redo the video. There were a couple of times I really pushed it doing some of the video stuff because, the kids were at their wits' end and stuff. So I like that phrase, situational awareness, and being aware of the family situation, how stressed my wife is or not, and and what's going on. I don't want to be too tacky. Hey, I got to take a video, and people are crying and mad and all kinds of stuff. So it's a very different situation that I'm in than in some others that, are liberally able to use their time just, however they want. It does sometimes take a back seat. So, but yeah, this is a cool place. Steelers stuff. That wasn't the greatest picture because it was the last piece. I'm like, oh, I forgot to take a picture, but it was super good pizza. Delicious. That was on my birthday back here in town. Went to Wild Wing Cafe. I did get a double burger this time. And it was good. I think the Wahlburger, no, this was a good burger. I was about to say the Wahlburger was better. I don't know. That was a great burger. Wild Wing Cafe is a chain. We actually went in Myrtle Beach. I like the Myrtle Beach location better than the the one or there might be two in Asheville, but the one we went to, it was good though. The lady was nice, and it's a nice place. And there's the donut cake from Dunkin' Donuts. Unfortunately, those two at top up there did have like Bavarian cream or custard in them. But like this chocolate one had white icing. That was my favorite. And then these were a mix of chocolate and vanilla. So yeah, that was the birthday cake. And there you go. There was Brent TV. There our YouTube celebrity, and what an awesome guy. So if you get a chance, check out Brent Television. That is super cool. Brent TV on YouTube. Just super cool dude. And I was talking about him earlier on the live stream if you missed it. And there was a deer. I think that might be a male deer now that I look at it. And there are some turkey, which I know, Mr. Carlos, you put this comment here and I didn't have time to respond to it. Yes, this was in North Carolina. I will have to check out that site and see. We get a lot of turkeys in the mountains where we are, a lot. I mean, yesterday there was like 4 or 5 outside. So yes, this was in North Carolina. So anyway, lots of photos to share. And I hope you guys did enjoy that. Let me stop sharing that. Let's see if anybody said anything here. Piggly Wiggly is the only grocer here in my town with basically empty shelves. Foxy, it's interesting. We went in there to buy some flowers for my grandmother, and I noticed it wasn't the nicest grocery, but I didn't have a lot of time to, make, any in-depth assessment. So when you say empty shelves, you mean like the chain struggles a little bit. Our Walmart had lots of empty shelves lately. It's awful trying to get stuff you need. Yeah, but that's true too, because one of the Walmarts here in town, the produce has been garbage recently and running out of stuff. So I don't know what the whole deal is with the grocery stores, but Ingles has been good. But I like to go to Walmart too. We go to Walmart and Ingles usually. Yes, that was a big burger, right? And thank you, hubby and wife picture. Yes, I appreciate. Yeah, that was really cool. And if you guys were on the live stream, you heard the story about the ring and the diamond going missing from the engagement ring, which we found 7-8 months later. And then I had it reseated at a jeweler and gave it to her that night. So that was pretty cool. Almost everyone I know has taken a trip to Myrtle Beach the last 3 weeks. I need a beach trip. I love Myrtle. It feels so different to me, Myrtle, than when we lived in Florida. I don't know why. I mean, we lived near the beach for over a decade, but Myrtle still, because it's the place where I went growing up. It's from Ohio, and having family in South Carolina, it's just the place we went. So I have fond memories of Myrtle Beach, and from a family perspective, it's a tremendous place to go. Benjamin's original calabash looked like a fun place to bring the family. It is. It definitely is. Yeah, the crab legs were good. Myrtle's a lot of fun. You're right, David. I love the seafood. I had like 4 plates of crab that night. I had already eaten a lot of shrimp another day, so I didn't eat any shrimp. And then I went. Well, no. What I should say is I didn't go for the fresh shrimp that day, but I went for some fried shrimp. And the macaroni and cheese at that place is off the charts, delicious. Okay. I didn't know if it was hard to hear or not. So yeah. So what had happened is about a year ago, or I don't know what it was, 18 months ago, my wife was kind of panicking that the diamond out of the engagement ring had fallen out. Well, you can't find that thing anywhere. We didn't know if it was in the front yard, in the house. Did it get sucked up by the vacuum cleaner, fall in the trash can, down the sink? Who knows? I mean, this is true needle in a haystack kind of stuff. And we looked for a while and told the kids, you find it and give you $20, whatever. And, or $100, I might've said, and gave up on that. Once upon a time, I'm like, good gracious, I got to replace that at some point. I started looking and, with time and inflation and everything, thousands of dollars to replace the diamond. It was a pretty good quality diamond, not perfect. Diamonds are rated and all this stuff. And I don't remember what it was, 6-8 months ago, my wife. So we had water damage in the kitchen last fall, and they brought in some of these blowers to dry the floor and started ripping up the floor. And then the blowers were removed, and my wife was sweeping the kitchen and found it in the dustpan. I mean, those blowers blow like, God, like 20, 30 mile an hour air. These weren't like gentle blowers. They were industrial, like Serve Pro, blowing the air through the kitchen. And she was sweeping the floor and found them. And and then I had put it away. We didn't get it fixed in the ring right away, and she forgot about it. And then I didn't, and knew it would be perfect to give for the 20th wedding anniversary. So I took her out to the beach with the family. I said, "Oh, we got to get a picture." And I said, "But you're going to need this." And then I gave the ring, and I think she was, "Oh my gosh, you got it fixed." And, so it's crazy. We found that diamond. It really is. Would have been harder to do with younger children. Is that in reference to the seafood, or the filming? Maybe. Yes. Filming. Did I see your first Benjamins like over 20,000? If I recall, because I did check it one night, there is a 2. It's either 12,000 or 21,000, something like that. And I don't know which way it is, but yeah, it's pretty popular. So to me, I would have diluted myself making like a Captain Benjamin's 2021 video or something. I went back and forth a lot. Should I make a video? Should I not? It was a last minute decision. I said, I'm not going to. I'm going to film from there, but I'm going to wedge it into the Myrtle Beach, and I'll make reference to the original ones. That's what I ended up doing. That poor deer looks scared to death. It's not hunting season yet. I know. All about the filming. Yeah. Then we get a lot of deer around here, deer and turkey. Yeah, with the filming, it's like there's 2 videos that'll come out from Myrtle Beach, and the second one was the one that I was pushing it a little bit that day, but I got the video. And so, being in a family is a little give and take. Everybody has their own interest, and daddy's interest is YouTube. And so once in a while, but I'm pretty aware. I'm pretty, I don't make too many, improper moves on that front. Like I know when it's not a good idea, and don't go overboard filming every minute. How lucky are you to find that diamond? Oh, I'm really lucky. It was crazy. So a lot of housekeeping for the week of August the 23rd, 2021. Let me flip over to the news and notes of the week of the August 23rd, 2021. Share my screen. Let's go over here to the slides and start with this one. And let me close that and get it. Yeah, so this is a little sombering, but I do need to mention it, so in case anybody wasn't aware. But we did have terrible flooding here in Western North Carolina. And those of you mentioned it's expanded over into East Tennessee. And the cause was from Tropical Storm Fred. And, they're continuing to find people that have died. There's still a few that have not been ID'd. Some people are missing. The article, I took a couple experts, day 3 search and rescue efforts gets underway in Haywood County. Again, that's where the donation was made. Skilled teams from as far as Wilmington, North Carolina are continuing efforts to help miles of riverbank and terrain to find people. Drone and K9 teams are assisting the ground and swiftwater rescue teams today. Total of 225 rescue workers in the area around the Pigeon River, where 7 people are still unaccounted for. There is significant damage to roads and bridges, especially in Crusoe, with at least 10 to 15 bridges damaged or destroyed. According to Haywood County Sheriff Greg Christopher, heavy equipment teams are moving into the area to begin clearing up debris. National Weather Service in WNC, scattered thunderstorms throughout the weekend. There's no expectation of any more flooding. The rivers are still on a downward trend, and we shouldn't expect any flooding from these storms. They should be pretty quick moving. The French Broad and Pigeon Rivers are mostly back to normal. Those were the 2 problematic ones. We could have some heavy rainfall, but it usually takes quite a bit of rain for us to see a response in the rivers. From August 15th to the 18th, Western North Carolina saw 5 to 10 inches of rain, with Crusoe and Haywood County getting the most rainfall of 14 inches. It's an incredible amount of rain. Certainly the mountains are the highest amounts. West toward the Balsam Mountains, that's where we saw the highest amounts. So again, you can see the devastation there. And I saw some news reports, the local news, WLOS, in Asheville, and it's just a mess. And so, our thoughts and prayers in the Triple M community go out to Haywood County, Western North Carolina, and East Tennessee. On a lighter note, the Western North Carolina Mountain State Fair is back with new rides. So 3 years ago, this is when, well, I said a lighter note, and then I bring up another topic. So, that's when they had the Legionnaire's disease problem from the hot tubs. I don't know if you guys remember that story. That was a freak accident, and people got sick, and I think a few people died. It was awful from the state fair because of this Legionnaire's disease. But anyway, positive note. The fair is back. Pretty picture right there, right? I mean, with the mountains in the background. It's back this year with new motorcycles, birds of prey, and lumberjack shows and new rides. Henderson County Cook tops tomato contest again. Oh, let's see. Fair adds high flying motorcycles, brick breaker, local veterinarian included in the Livestock Hall of Fame. After a year to forget, we are planning a mountain. As soon as I saw mountain, I was almost say mountain man. A mountain state fair to remember. I can hear the excitement and anticipation building when I talk with fair vendors, staff, midway operator, competitors, and fairgoers. Everyone's eager to make the best of the fair. Its guests will find loads of music, thrilling rides, engaging livestock, energetic clogging, mountain crafts, fun entertainment, and delicious fair food to enjoy every day. New to the grounds will be the Wild Wheels Wall of Death, a retro motorcycle thrill show that keeps alive the traveling motorcycle show tradition. Birds and Beasts, which showcases stunning birds of prey and shares a wildlife conservation message. And the Great Lakes Timber Show, featuring lumberjack competitions of skill and brawn. You can also look at, it's the WNC Ag Center or Agriculture Center is where this is held. So you can, gain insight into the $95.9 billion agriculture and agribusiness industry through the Mooternity Award, featuring a live calf birth daily, along with mobile dairy classroom, Farmer Bill's Ag Adventure, the Barnyard, and there's a bunch of other stuff there. Music, clogging, and pageant. Anyway, the North Carolina State Fair pageant will be held September 11th. September 14th, the fair will host an ice cream eating contest. No way. I can do a burger contest, but ice cream, you eat a couple of that and you get those ice cream headaches. No, thank you. Gospel singing contest, whole bunch of stuff in here. Anyway, the Mountain State Fair runs September 10th to the 19th at the Ag Center in Fletcher. Admission is $10 for adults and $6 for seniors, 65 and up, and children ages 6 to 12. 5 and under are free. Tickets in advance are a couple dollars cheaper. The tickets do not get you on the rides. So there's one price to pay, which you're going to see like all that Ag Center stuff and walk around. You're going to need another ticket to go into, the rides and stuff like that. Would I like to make a video there? Yes. Am I going to make it? I hope so. I don't see why not. I would like to go just for a few hours, film, maybe mess around a little bit. I'm not big into fair rides, like all the woo 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 and spin and take you upside down and all that whatnot. But I certainly wouldn't mind walking around and seeing what they have to offer. So I would like to check it out. I don't know if any of you have been to that before. That is amazing to find that ring. Yes, it was. Over 20 deaths in Tennessee, multiple missing. Yeah, it was really awful with the whole flooding thing. It really has. You have more than one state fair. Yes, this isn't like the North Carolina State Fair. It's more of a regional fair. And they don't even call it a state fair. It's the Western North Carolina, what it was the official branding of that WNC It's late. I digress. And I apologize. They do brand it Mountain State Fair, but I don't think it trumps anything that's the state fair, like which I believe is in Raleigh, I think. But anyway, my apologies. So I don't think they compete with each other, but I've known this one from what I read to be more of a regional fair. Love Birds of Prey. They had one that was at Disney World that was really fun. At Hollywood Studios, that was a bird show. Amazing what was flying back and forth. Dollywood has one too, so it was really cool. Storm was terrible. It makes me realize how lucky to have been all my life. Yeah, I mean, natural disasters just, it just really, tough. What happened? I love to ride high and fast. Do you really, Foxy Wolf? Oh, you and Larry should get together and go up there to Cedar Point. I'll tell you what. Are you a fair rider? Will you go on like all the crazy, like, will you go on like the slingshot that puts you up in the air, like all that stuff? That's pretty cool. State Fair in Raleigh is in October. Okay, very cool. Yeah, Larry took the words out of my mouth. You'd love Cedar Point, even though the top thrill dragster is closed for the year after an accident a couple weeks ago. What happened? Did anybody get hurt? That I love roller coaster documentaries and like the different companies that make them, and all the stuff behind them. And I've watched quite a few on the dragster, and the history behind it, and the history behind Cedar Point is fascinating too. It's got a deep history, I believe, all the way back to the late 1800s. But anyway, yeah. All right, so there's the fair. Ghost Town developer outlines the vision. So I'm probably a little late for this. These are some good articles. But there is a person that, this was from 2 weeks ago, the key person working to develop the Ghost Town property, as well as many others around the county, he spoke in front of the Maggie Valley Chamber of Commerce on Tuesday morning, outlining his vision for the sites. Oh, by the way, before I forget, since there's only a few of you here, let's go back and make a thumbnail for the live stream. So you got to do one like that so that I could take a little screenshot, because otherwise, I've told you what YouTube gets at me. I was like, my eyes are closed and it's all crazy, or do something like that. Mr. Mountainman's going crazy. You got to do something that I can screenshot and put on there, because it picks out random ones from my video and I don't like them. So I forgot to do that on the last one. But this guy here named Frankie Wood has made its way around Haywood County a few times now. There was a crowd eager to hear the specifics to his plan. Now, mind you, for those that have followed this type of story before, Maggie Valley is about an hour from Asheville. There's a bird's eye view picture of the theme park. But nobody's ever been able to resurrect it because the cost doesn't ever outweigh the potential. But everybody talks about it every few years. He began greeting the crowd and explaining his basic plans, which he said he could end in a total of a $200 million investment. Things he'd been working for almost 2 years in Maggie Valley. I've had a lot of support. Focus is not just Ghost Town. This is another key fact. I had to look and think about a lot of things with local businesses and the way we can have an impact here in a good way. A few things he's hoping to work around town, including a grocery store, live music, restaurants, some kind of healthcare clinic, and activities for younger kids. He said he's even considered opening a plant that could produce mobile homes to provide quicker access to affordable housing in the area. We're working on affordable house programs, he said. This week in Myrtle Beach, I did 2 local, really nice housing developments. Not low income or workforce housing, just nice community. That's what I do. I've already got a couple locations here that I have contracts on that we're going to start the master plans this week. We also mentioned we've been working on developing a couple of RV resorts. An RV resort isn't like a campground with campers. An RV resort is like you come inside a place and there's a park in it. Most will be gated. People will feel safe. It's the type people come park their RV, jump in the car, and explore these beautiful mountains. Other housing Wood discussed included cottages, townhouses, and even possibly a lodge type hotel with around 120 rooms that could be placed at the upper end of the Ghost Town parking lot. After speaking for a bit, Wood opened up to questions. First, someone asked about the timeline. We've already started gutting the A-frame. We're hoping to have something going this year if we can on the lower level. Adding, he's also secured numerous demolition permits for the upper part of the property. There's some buildings we're going to try to save, but not more than a few. Ghost Town has been through hell, he added. Wood said designs and development plans are in the works, and he doesn't have a specific timeline. He said he appreciates that he'd been made available to the public within about 6 months. He also said one of the biggest stumbling blocks up to this point has been the availability of skilled labor. He had that has been relying on the help of a few local folks to keep the wheels turning, including Elevated Mountain Distillery owner Dave Angel and Jeff Lee owns Fantasy Golf and Game Room and is running for a spot on Maggie Valley's Board of Aldermen. You don't have the hired hands and trade people, he said. He's been working on solutions to that issue with the officials locally. Some people asked for specifics what the lower level of Ghost Town, not just a massive parking lot and A-frame, will end up looking like. He likened certain elements to Broadway on the beach. This is crazy because I actually didn't have time to read the full article before today's live stream. And they're talking about places I was just at and mentioned in this live stream. He likened certain elements to Broadway on the beach, popular Myrtle Beach attraction that combines shopping, dining, and entertainment. He wants outdoor biking trails. It's not just to come in and say we'll have all these rides and trails, but the whole piece of property will be utilized every square inch. Uh, Wood said people may also see some theme park style rides in the lower parking lot at some point. I like to take my kids to the one at the beach, so I'd like to have my own here. Um, it's a longer article. While the majority of people commented were optimistic, one man expressed skepticism. You have said Myrtle Beach 35 times today, that man said. He further expressed concerns that that kind of large scale development could actually hurt Maggie Valley. My concern is Myrtle Beach has a lot of crime. Myrtle Beach is crazy. Would acknowledge the concern, but says it's not going to happen. There's absolutely no way I want this to be Pigeon Forge or Myrtle Beach. If I wanted it to be Myrtle Beach, I'd stay there. Interesting article. I mean, who knows where this will go? What it is not is a resurrection of that theme park on top of the mountain. What this gentleman is talking about is a city planning. This is a massive undertaking, but it's only an idea. It sounds like somebody's trying to plant Disney World. The only thing about Maggie Valley is it's off the beaten path. It is not I mean, if you're going to Cherokee, but it's not like you have to go through Maggie Valley to get to Gatlinburg or to get to Knoxville or to get to Asheville or something important. You actually have to get off I-40 and kind of go down about, 20 minutes, 15 minutes or something like that. So, I love Maggie Valley. I need to do a video there, like one of the town type things. But we'll see where this goes. It all sounds great. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Last but not least, the 7-day Asheville, Western North Carolina forecast. We're looking at highs in the upper 80s, lows in the mid 60s, pretty consistent, and a chance of rain. It looks like the next several days through the weekend. We'll see if that holds up. So let me check into some of these comments. Something fell off of it, that being the dragster coming back and hit a woman in the head. Guess she got hurt pretty badly. She was standing in line waiting to ride it. Yeah, I mean, at that height, it could have killed somebody if that was falling. That's crazy. I did not see that news. Upside down, sideways, loop-de-loop, or ride it all. That is amazing. You should start a thrill ride channel. I'm serious. Like, people have that. That's awesome. Our state fair here is merging with a county fair. I hope they don't let the riffraff ruin it like they did the original fair. That's the one thing is like the lower, some of these places, it seems like sometimes I go to, I remember Carowinds back in the day, my wife and I'd go in the summer and there were a lot of people just kind of like loitering. But there wasn't crime or any problem, but there were just a lot of people hanging out and, just kind of smelling like maybe up to no good, but nothing, there were no major problems or anything like that. So I don't know if these types of venues are magnets for that type of thing, but hopefully all these fairs and amusement parks and stuff, you're pretty good. Actually, speaking of that, I watched a video about 3 or 4 months ago about Kings Island in Ohio having some problems with there were I guess I shouldn't say younger kids. I think they were in their late teens, early 20s, and maybe started fighting or something like that, like pretty rough in line because somebody ditched. And if you think about it, like but the the ride operators and stuff and the line queue people, they can't police that. They're just like little kids, like running stuff. So when you're in line queue, if somebody does something egregious like that, you'd say, well, park security. Well, what if they don't see it? And it was like, it sounded like people were like just ditching and being like, what are you going to do about it? That kind of like, well, do you want to fight somebody with your family because they do that? It's like people, I don't know. So they were saying that they were going to try to change hours and they were going to put a curfew for juveniles and stuff like that, trying to clean it up. Cedar Fair and Taylor said something tiny, but it looked like a pretty big L bracket. Ooh, that's dangerous. It goes 123 miles, hit her hard. I hate it when hoodlums come and try to take over the family areas. Yeah, and that's what I was just talking about with like some of those stories. Like if I was with my family and somebody like ditched and they looked at me and like, what are you going to do about it? Like I got my cat, nothing. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to So I mean, if somebody's acting up like that, it can be, challenging. Too funny, Mr. Mountain. Well, I appreciate that. And I do appreciate that. Maybe what Ghost Town needs to be successful I know what that was in reference to. All my faces on the thumbnail, like, yeah, like the weather. Maybe what Ghost Town needs to be successful is an all you can eat crab legs. Yes, then I would go over there. I mean, they need to have that in town anyway. He sounds like he has in the high sky ideas. Yeah, this guy. I mean, is he going to he sounds like he's a developer, so he's got money in his pockets, or at least backing investors so that he could make some things happen. But again, like, you're off the beaten path. It's a beautiful area, but what Maggie Valley would do great is like a bed and breakfast or like some new hotel or something. And the one hotel they have there on the main drag, like, looks like it used to be a Holiday Inn 100 years ago. And it's, some local, Maggie Valley Inn, I think is what it's called. I don't even think they have a chain in town, or maybe they do, and I just missed it. But I'd love to see more places going in Gatlinburg. Yeah, that's the problem, though. We've talked about it numerous times here on the channel, is the proximity to Pigeon Forge, specific for this type of development. It's just too saturated. I don't know if it could hold water. I think you need to be at least over here to Asheville or east. But I am not a developer, so I do not know. I haven't heard anything like that at Kings Island. Check that. That was on YouTube. If you put like Kings Island fight or something like that, you'd probably find it. Hey, Brian Fisher, I know we're about wrapping things up, and sometimes you show on the tail end. I appreciate you coming tonight. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I wish I could just bring it back the way it was, because it was different from other amusement parks. It's like a Western town in the sky. So every time I read articles about it, my perception was that they were going to resurrect Ghost Town in the Sky as is. That article was enlightening and educating about what the plans are. They have no plans to make Ghost Town in the Sky. They have plans to buy all that land. And like I said, it's almost like city planning. They're talking about plants and factories and multi-use and shopping and dining. And it's not all up the mountain. And quote unquote, maybe a couple of rides at the bottom of the hill, because they don't want to do it at the top, probably because there's problems up at the top. Like they don't want history to repeat itself. So we went to the new Golden Corral the other day in Sandusky. My wife says, Mr. Mountain, don't be jealous. Love Golden Corral. And tell your wife I said hello. That's awesome that you guys mentioned me. We love this place, Golden Corral. We love. We did make a stop in Myrtle Beach. I did not film anything there. Oh, that day was crazy. Every restaurant we went to was understaffed, and I knew it going to Myrtle Beach. And Golden Corral was no exception. So we went there earlier. We did make an effort and got there earlier, so the line wouldn't be too long, but it still took about 20 to 25 minutes to get through the line to pay and get a table. And our baby was not having it. Screaming at the top of his lungs. The problem is your party needs to be there to get seated. It was really packed and hot. He saw the little high chair that rolls around and wanted to get in, because he knows that means it's time to eat, but it was just sitting there while we were in the line queue. That didn't mean it was time to eat, but he didn't understand that. People were staring at us. It was stressful. People didn't like the noise. I'll tell you this much. When we didn't have a super little one, I use that phrase, situational awareness. If I was ever, even with a little bit older kids or medium-aged kids, had seen a situation like that in a restaurant, I would in a heartbeat give up my spot, including my family. I would, if I had older kids, I'd be like, you guys can wait 5 minutes. And I would tell that family with the young one, I'd say, you guys, not because I was annoyed, I would say, I know how it is. You please go in front of us. And I wasn't looking for any favors, but it was loud, and he wouldn't settle down. And everybody's hungry and out for themselves. But I'm telling you, no matter what, if I had seen that and I didn't have a little one, I would have admitted. I'd be like, please, ma'am, sir, you family, please go ahead. Know how it is, go through and get your kids something to eat, please go ahead of us. But anyway, we toughed it through. We got sat, we got the food, and we enjoyed Golden Crow in Myrtle Beach. And yes, I'm glad you enjoyed Myrtle Beach as well, Larry, or Myrtle Beach. Jeez, Golden Crow. And yes, it's a new one. So it's probably super nice, by the way. On the downside, lots of info on flooding, state fairs, ghost towns, such. Thank you for the recap. I appreciate it. Yes, talked about the vacation in Myrtle Beach. Yes. And everybody's saying hi. Yeah, working on the weekend. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. So anyway, that's the news and notes for the week of August 23rd, 2021. So yeah, I'm about at $1.30 right here. When I say $1.30, that means an hour and a half. I have like a little timer up here in the corner. It's been a fun few weeks, and I appreciate you guys, bearing with me while I didn't have Mountain Man Monday, but I do hope you enjoyed the M4. I will do more M4s, and especially, around here in town, but I do like the canned videos as well. The Myrtle Beach one, I forgot to tell you guys. So when I take a couple, take 30 seconds of video or take a minute of video, and I did it over the whole week. And I went to transfer it to the computer over 2 videos that I have. Now, the one video I know is only about 20 of the videos. There were 199 videos. 199 videos, and probably 20 to 25 of those was the second video. So it's like a good 175 clips to stitch together, cut, edit, and make it the way that I like the videos. So it's a bit of work, but I'm eager to get it out, especially because that guy, Brent TV, he was in the video, and I'd enjoy getting it out. So he actually, that Instagram post I made, he actually responded to it. Oh, and another thing I didn't tell you guys. My trailer on my channel that goes, "Hello, I'm Mr. Mountain Man. Welcome to the mountains. I've always enjoyed the mountains and passion for the mountains." He went to that video. He came to our channel, my channel, and he put a comment, "I love the mountains." And so, yeah, it's pretty cool for, such a cool guy to come over, and he posted that. He was probably checking out to see if I had published the video, and I haven't, because you guys know it takes me a little while. So, it was really cool that that Brent TV posted a comment on the channel, and then he, when I tagged him in the Instagram post and said "nice meeting you," he said "nice meeting you" as well. So it was cool. It's cool dude. Again, check out his channel. Our story. Hello and almost goodbye, because I'm about to sign off. I hope you are having a wonderful week. If you'd enjoy it, maybe catch up. I was talking about my Myrtle Beach vacation and some of the other stuff. Foxy Wolf says, everyone go ahead and have yourself a fun but safe week ahead. Mr. Mountain Man, vacation over, nose back to the grindstone. I know. Cranky. It was great to have you back. Everyone have a great week, and see you next Monday night, if not sooner. Soon. Sounds like there's going to be a Mr. Mountain Man movie. I know, right? With 200 clips. Who knows? I might stitch it together and it'd be too long. I'll have the Put in Bay up tomorrow or the next day. I hope you enjoy it. It will be more of the family type stuff than the partying. Okay. No beer bongs from Larry hanging upside down at the beer barrel saloon or whatever. It's almost impossible to catch you all. Have an amazing week. Oh yeah, absolutely. Usually on between the hours of 7 and 9 Eastern. But always anybody can catch it on delay. Brian saying have a great week. Larry, Foxy, Rita. I hope you all have a great week. It's good hanging out with you guys again. And let me get the right banner on here. We'll get back. We are at live stream 85, 15 more until we get to episode 100. It'll probably just be like the rest of them. Who knows? I'll just be like, it's episode 100. But anyway, thank you all for everybody. Great live stream. Glad you're back. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate it. Great fun as always. Have a nice night, Mr. Mountain Man, everyone. Thank you to you as well. I think I'm going to get some sleep because I'm a little bit tired tonight. I'm going to drink a little bit more water. Hope you guys have a nice, restful evening, week. Enjoy summer. Labor Day is coming up. Got some fun things coming up in the mountains. The Apple Festival, the fair, motorcycle ride. Who knows? Who knows where I'm taking it? But right now, focused on the Myrtle Beach stuff. And thank you, Larry, for that. I did have a fantastic vacation. Again, thanks for the shout out about Golden Crow. Love that place. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining me on this Mountain Man Monday, episode 85. And until next time, everybody take care. We'll see you later. Good night, everyone.